By late July this year, I had only just started to harvest the garlic one row at a time, but meanwhile the sheep needed to be moved. I had planned for them to graze this section immediately after harvesting the garlic, but this year I tried having them graze each row and moving them forward, so they'd have fresh food every few days anyway. First, I have to move them from their current pasture, which is all the way on the far side, and then through a few other sections, and they have to move through 3 gates to get back into the garden. And then they have to go into a very specific section of the garden because I don't want them to eat the rest of the garden yet. Come on guys, I don't want you over there. Sit. Good dog. Atticus, wait. All right, sheep. Come on, guys. I just strategically stationed my husky to keep the sheep from going backwards instead of going through the gate right here. This is perfect. I've set up a corral already to guide them in. Nope, keep going, guys. Keep going. There we go. You're where you're supposed to be. Look at all of this you can just eat. Hopefully it's on. I was able to continue harvesting garlic from the neighboring row while the sheep were grazing the previously harvested row right next to me. Oh, what a happy sheep. It's been 2 days and the sheep have now eaten all of the morning glory and prickly lettuce and any remaining mustard, and also my horseradish, which I was a little surprised by, but not so much in retrospect since it's a relative of mustard. So, even though they still seem happy munching, I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna extend this back to give them 2 more rows that I've harvested garlic from. By expanding their section a little bit at a time, I'm trying to make their diet more consistent. Otherwise, if they had access to the entire section, they'd eat the most palatable stuff first and then be stuck with the less palatable stuff for a while. This way, they have a little bit of palatable stuff and a little bit of non-palatable stuff. Expand it, they have a little bit of palatable stuff again and a little bit of non-palatable stuff. It just spreads it out. Hi guys! Hey. You have eaten everything green in sight, and I will move you 2 more rows today. So things don't always go according to plan. So today I actually, just this morning, I extended their whole section out to the full section of the garden where I wanted them to graze for now, the rest of the garlic section. And lo and behold, they decided that wasn't enough. They escaped. What they didn't eat, they trampled. You can see there's quite a bit of stuff left. And after chasing them around and much cursing, I managed to grab one of the lengths of the electronet and create a whole new pen around them. And right now they're grazing on a patch of mostly morning glory. Hopefully that will hold them for the night. I'm preparing tithings for my overlords now. I ended up doubling the size of the corral between last night and this morning. I think the sheep might have had a point that there are other places in the garden where I would like them to eat back all this morning glory. I don't actually have crops planted right here. It's now mid-September, so it's been about 6 weeks since the sheep were in here. After the sheep cleared each row, I seeded a mixed cover crop of barley, field peas, and an heirloom corn. And there's actually quite a bit of diversity with other plants coming in. Some are typically considered undesirable, like this morning glory, but the sheep will eat that, so I'm not too concerned about it. This is pigweed or amaranth, and this is lamb's quarter, both of which will be good forage. Here's a little bit of vetch, which is a nitrogen fixer, a legume, and will also be very good forage. The sheep will be back in another month or so to graze the rest of the garden at the end of the season. Thanks for watching!